there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Hey guys, welcome back once again to Niagara Fire Corals. Today I'm going to walk you guys through how I dose trace elements to my system. I've had a lot of people asking the question, so I thought I'd bring to you a more detailed look at how I do it and what I'm using. So make sure you stick around, hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get into the video.
Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Okay guys, to get started with the Reef Blueprint by Captivate Aquaculture, first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to send out an ICP test. The ICP test I'm using is the Fauna Marin's Total ICP test. I do recommend that one simply because it will give Chris all of the elements in your system rather than him having to figure out some of the ones that are left out by the basic kit. It's up to you though, you do what you want. I'm recommending the Total test kit. That way you'll be able to give Chris everything he needs to help you in dosing your tank correctly. Well, that being said, I didn't go and my ICPs, I got them back about a week later, which is pretty well common for where I am. And you know, you can see here on the screen, this is my results, and this is what everybody normally looks at, is these kind of little graphs here, or these little I don't know, they're almost like a little speedometer, whatever you want to call them. Anyway, this is mine. Most of them are in decent ranges. However, there are some that need some correction. So what Chris is going to need from you is when you get your results back like this, Chris doesn't need to see this. At the very top here, you'll see here where it says PDF. Now here's my PDF of my results. So this is for my mixed reef system. So this is the 400-gallon system, not the frag system. I did do a test on both, and Chris gives me results and my master solution for both. So we're just going to go over my mixed reef system today. So this is the PDF of your results, and this is what Chris is going to need from you. So that's my RO water. So from here up, this is the PDF of my ICP total test, and what you're going to do is, once you get your results back, you're going to take this, you're going to download it. It's very simple to do. When you click on it, you have the option to download it. And then from here, you're going to attach it to an email, and I will put the email address up right here. All right, so you're going to email that to Chris, and he will get back to you with an Excel spreadsheet that has a ton of stuff for you to read, and what your dosing recommendations are and how to use the program. If you want to go check out Captivate Aquaculture's site and read more about Reef Blueprint, I'll bring it up here. So this is what the site looks like, Captivate Aquaculture, and the blueprint here, this is the program that in particular that I'm using. And you know, you can go in here, you can read all about it. There's a ton of literature here for you to read. You can look and see where you can purchase this in your area. He does have on here who's carrying this. In my area, I believe the only one is Blue Water Coral. He always has this stuff in stock, and that's who I get mine from. But this is the website for Captivate Aquaculture, Chris Wood, and this is who will be taking care of you. Alright guys, so all you've done so far is you've done your Reef ICP total test, which is what you would normally be doing anyways, hopefully. And you've sent an email to Chris Wood. He will respond back very, very quickly with the results and how you should dose your tank with the Reef Blueprint system. So I'm going to take you real quickly through what he sends back to you. Please take the time to read through everything that he has here for you to read. It is super informative. It is super helpful. You know, he takes the time to do this. Let's give him the respect that he deserves and make sure that we read through all the information that he sends back, because it's very important for you to understand what's going on in your system, and he will do that for you by sending you this email back and giving you everything and all the tools you need to have a successful retag. So that being said, this is the first tab, and I can't read these names, guys, without leaning into them, as you know, about my eyes. So when you see me do that, it's just me trying to get the name of the tabs for you. You guys probably can see them, but this is the input values. So this is where Chris puts in kind of the results that he received from you of your ICP test. You know, you don't have to worry about this page. It's just showing you the results and what he does. So you don't do anything with this page, but, you know, look it over. The next page, or the next tab here, is an introduction and its instructions on your results. So we'll go here, and you can see here, Chris does a huge amount of work here for you, and it'll give you lots of information that you need to know. So take the time, make sure you read through this tab. Don't be in a big hurry just to get to your master solution and get mixing that up. We will get there in a couple of minutes, and I'll show you guys me mixing up my master solution for my mixed reef system. When you get this email from Chris, take the time, read through all of this information, and make sure that you understand it. So this is the second tab. We're going to go to the third tab now, and it's an overview. This overview here, again, it will help you in understanding what's going on in your system. Take the time, once again, read through all of this, make sure you understand everything it says. I know this seems difficult, or may seem difficult, but this system really, truly is super, super easy to use. All this information is just for you to absorb and have a better understanding of your system. It doesn't complicate things anymore. It just kind of gives you the how and the why and how to correct things. So read through this stuff. It's very, very informative. So one thing I will say, and you'll read about it if you go to Chris's website, Captivate Aquaculture, is that I'm not going to say disregard, but just make sure you have an understanding of kind of how Chris does this compared to how some of the companies do it. So when you look at my test results from my ICP total and the suggested dosing amounts, or it may say that a level is good, and then when you get this from Chris, he may say that it's way too high or it's way too low. And the difference in that is, from my understanding, is we don't know what the companies that are making our suggestions, we don't know what their value is that they're going by. So they're just going by like a standard. And what I mean by that is they're going by that your system is definitely at 35 ppt, and it's definitely, you know, a certain elk range or DKH, and it's a certain, like, all these things are on a standard. And what Chris does is Chris takes natural seawater at the same DKH value that your system's at, and what the levels of natural seawater would be at the exact same levels that your tank is sitting at. So if your tank's DKH is at 9, then Chris would have natural seawater with a DKH of 9, what the levels of that seawater are compared to your system. It's a much more accurate way of determining what your levels should be. So make sure that you understand that, so you're not questioning why Chris might be telling you something is high or low compared to the company that you got your results from. Okay, so hopefully I explained that in a way that you guys can understand, but that's why his values might look a little different. I can just tell you from my own experience, I've been doing this now for, I believe this is so I do it every 60 days, not every 30. And I believe this is my third or fourth results I've gotten from Chris. You know, if you saw my previous video, it's definitely made some huge impact on my system and my corals. The growth and the color is phenomenal, and I couldn't be happier. I do see that my tank is getting better with each of my results that come in. It's getting closer and closer to where it needs to be. The changes aren't huge when I do my dosing, which is the best way to do things. You don't want to change things like overnight. You want to do it slowly, and I can see my tank is definitely headed in the right direction, which is what I want. And this system's working. So we're going to carry on here, and then we're going to get into mixing up the master dosing solution, which you'll understand what that is in a minute when we get there. I'm just showing you guys these tabs real quick. This is what will be sent to you from Chris, and you guys can take care of you know, making sure you read through all this stuff and understand it. So the next tab that you see here, the orange one, is the detailed summary. So this kind of will tell you where your values are at, and you know, whether or not they should be there, if they're toxic. You know, it just gives you a breakdown on each of your elements. You can see here, like, where it's saying that, you know, my arsenic is deficient by 100%, and then it'll give you kind of a small explanation on the right side here. You can see these are all explanations on the right for each of these elements, and whether or not you're where you need to be, what you might need to do to correct it. Okay, so this is just a detailed summary based on your system and your values. So the next page is the master dosing solution. This is the page where everybody wants to get to. Again, make sure you read everything that's listed here so you understand what you're doing. Now up here at the top where it says 60, you're going to want to make sure that you're doing your ICPs every 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. You change this number. So you can just click on it here. You go up to the bar and you can change the number. So this is default to 30 days when you receive this from Chris. Now I do mine every 2 months. I just simply can't do ICP total tests on 2 systems every 30 days. I just can't do it. So I do it every 2 months. So I change that to 60, and what that'll do is it will change all the values for you. This here is where you could put values in if you needed to make adjustments. Like you could put in here what you dosed the previous 60 days, things like that. I don't mess around with any of this stuff. I will show you this here, the green chart. Now, what this is, and again, I don't use this one, but it's up to you if you want to. So what this is Chris will give you an immediate dosing amount. So if your system needs certain things dosed immediately, you could do the kind of immediate dose recommendation by Chris. And if you do that, then you would use this green chart here for your master dosing solution. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible, so I totally disregard doing it this way. And I go right to this purple one you see on the right. So what this purple one is if you just simply get the results from Chris, you want to put all your traces into a master dosing solution and dose it over the amount of time. So mine is 60 days. All I want to do is put all my trace elements into a master dosing solution and just dose it over 60 days. I don't want to have to dose anything up front and then, you know, dose later and everything. I just want to do it all one container, one dosing amount. And that is the simplest way for me, especially with my eyes, to do it. And this is the way I do it. So if that's what you're interested in doing and that's the simplest way for you, then you want to use this purple chart here. And this purple chart here will give you all your elements, as you can see here. And then it'll tell you in mils or drops how much to add to the solution. And then it'll give you step by step how to mix it up here at the top. So you can see he wants me to take 88 mils of RO water, then add all of my traces to it, and then finish topping it up to 1 liter. Once you do that, it'll give you the directions here. Shake it up really well to make sure you're mixing everything together, and then it tells me to dose 17 mils of that solution per day into my system for 60 days, and that's what my system requires. Down below it gets into if you need calcium, magnesium, and strontium. You can mix a separate solution for those, and he gives you the breakdown on those. I just dose, I make an adjustment on my calcium to correct that. My magnesium, same thing. And then strontium, I just dose separately. However, you can make a master dosing solution for those ones as well. You cannot mix those in with these, so that's why it's kept separate. Now this is all new. The last time I got this from Chris, we didn't have things like this chart, so I'm still trying to understand exactly what this is. But I believe this is just a compatibility of mixing the elements together, and if they're compatible or not. So you can take a look at this chart. I actually haven't had an opportunity to really take a good look at it yet, because like I said, this is new. This wasn't on my last one that I got from Chris, so I'm kind of intrigued as to what this is, and I'm going to dig deeper into it. However, this is another chart that Chris has taken the time to show you and help with you and your understanding of the trace elements. Alright guys, so since we have this master dosing solution up on the screen, we're just going to go ahead. I'm going to get the container ready to go, and we're going to mix this master dosing solution up so we can start dosing it to the system. Alright guys, so as you can see here, you can see there's a little bit of solution left in there, so I timed everything perfectly. This is what's left of my last master solution, my master dosing solution. So this is the bottle I'm going to mix it up in, and then you can see I got a whole line of Chris's products here that we add into this to make up our master dosing solution. So we're going to start doing that now. First thing I have to do, if you remember from that purple graph, I'm going to need to add 88 mils of RO water to this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I know I haven't said it, but what's left in here I'm just going to discard and then start fresh. Okay guys, so we're gonna get started here. I have 100 mil of RO water here, so I need 15.9 mil of the B, and I need 5.6 mil of the BA. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get the 88 mils of RO water in those first two elements into here, and then we'll carry on. Alright, so far in the bottle we have here 88 mils of RO water, and then we put in our B and our BA, and then now we're going to put in some CO. 1 drop is all that it asks for. Boom, 1 drop. And then CR, I need 12 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's this simple, guys. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to continue adding in all our elements from that master dosing solution, but this is the way you put them in. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get the solution completed, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all finished up. Alright guys, so that's everything mixed into the solution. Right? And then we're supposed to just shake this up for 30 seconds. Make sure that everything mixes in. Mixes together into one solid solution. So we'll mix this up for 30 seconds. We're ready to hook it back up to our doser. We're going to dose this at a volume of 17 mils per day for the next 60 days. And this will dose
all those elements you saw in the master dosing solution perfectly to my system for what it requires. Alright guys, so there you have it. That is how you go about using Chris Wood's Captivate Aquaculture Trace Elements. Super easy system to use, and it's only a couple of steps you need to do, which is take your ICP test, send the results in to Chris via email that I put up in the video there, and then Chris will get back to you with exactly what you need to dose into your system, so you too can take your system to the next level and see that your corals will be happy and thank you for it. As you can see here, my corals are growing fantastic. The colors are amazing, and I couldn't be happier. So that's it for today, guys. I hope this helped. I've had a lot of people asking me what I'm using for traces, so there it is in a little more detailed way of doing it. And that's it for today, guys. If you like the content and you want to help me and the channel, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, share the video, and until the next time, make sure you take care and happy reefing.